Hello guys, welcome back again. Let's start with the definition of a ventilator machine, which is the machine designed to move breathing air into and out of the lungs to provide breathing for patient who is physically unable to breathe or breathing insufficiently. Now let's go to the categories of ventilator, in which we have basically two categories. The very first one is the non-invasive ventilator. These devices provide breathing support through an external interface such as a mask or a nozzle prongs. And the second one, we have the invasive ventilator, in which patients on long-term ventilation may require ventilation through an endotracheal tube inserted through the mouth or nose, or through a tracheotomy tube inserted into an incision in the neck. Now let's see the modes of ventilation. Inside the machine setting, there is mode of ventilation in which doctors should select according to the condition of the patient. Over here we have basically three modes. The very first one in that is pressure control mode. It is a mode of mechanical ventilation alone and a variable within other modes of mechanical ventilation. The second one, we have volume control mode. It is a mode of mechanical ventilation which is used to control volume of air enters to the patient. And the third one over here is dual control mode, which is the auto-regulated pressure control modes of mechanical ventilation with a user-selected tidal volume target. Now let's see mechanical ventilation, in which we will have the introduction to their principles and modes. Simple positive pressure ventilations. Over here we will see the breath type. The very first in that is controlled or machine breath, which is initiated by the ventilator, maintained by the ventilator and terminated by the ventilator. Then the second one we will see is assisted breath, which is initiated by the patient, maintained by the ventilator but terminated by the ventilator. The third one over here is spontaneous breath, which is initiated by the patient, maintained by the patient, and as same we have seen in assisted breath, terminated by the patient. Now we have the modes of ventilation. I am taking over here 5 of the most common modes, which are mandatory ventilation, assisted control, synchronized intermediate mandatory ventilation, which is also known as SIMB mode, continuous positive airway pressure, that is CPAP mode, and the last one is pressure support ventilation, that is PSV mode. So let's see the mandatory, that is the controlled ventilation, in which the machine delivers a set of numbers of breath to the patient and the patient effort is ignored over here. The machine initiates, maintains and terminates each breath. The second one, that is the assist control volume and pressure, a mode of ventilation in which the patient receives a set of mandatory breaths. The patient may trigger some or all of the breaths. The total measured respiratory rate may be greater than the set rate. Let us see the SIMV mode of volume and pressure, a mode of ventilation in which all breath types, ventilator, assisted and patient is allowed. That is the mandatory breaths and synchronized with the patient's effort. Let's move to the CPAP mode, that is the continuous positive airway pressure, a mode of ventilation in which the patient is breathing spontaneously from a positive pressure baseline as continuous positive pressure is applied throughout the breath cycle. Now let's go to the last mode of the most common modes of ventilation, that is we have taken the 5th one, which is pressure support ventilation. In that, only used on a spontaneous breath, which is similar to pressure control ventilations, which have the variable flow. Also decelerate flow pattern is there in this. Pressure is preset, that is the above P. The patient controls, that is the rate, inspiratory time, flow and tidal volume. So guys, that was about the modes and principles. Now let us see the preventive maintenance of ventilators, because it is also very important in this. Ventilators or respirators are devices used to assist patients in ventilating their lungs. There are many things to be done for a ventilator during a preventive maintenance checkup. Most manufacturers recommend that a preventive maintenance to be applied every 3 months of use, during which you will be promoted to do some of the tasks which I am mentioning over here. That is the very first in that, inspect for any physical damage that may indicate mechanical damage or an apparent mechanical damage. The second one we have over there is run a full performance check, where you can check all modes of operation of the ventilator. The third one we have changed the air intake filter. Fourth one over there is verify that all audible and visual alarms are working properly or not. The fifth one we have inspect labels. The sixth one in that we have the if there is a cooling fan filter, it is recommended to be inspected and cleaned every month. If you are in a dusty area, you might be able to clean it in more often because it is the requirement over there. The seventh one over there is some ventilators have an option to self-calibrate their oxygen sensor. This needs to be done often, daily or as per your need. The eighth one we have in this category that if the ventilator has a collector vial, that it needs to be cleaned and disinfected. In most cases, the collector vial can be sent for the autoclave to disinfect is daily or as per the requirement, or can be the weekly purposes also. The ninth thing which is mandatory to be done is inspiratory and expiratory bacteria filters. If the filters are reusable, then they should be autoclaved. If they are disposable, they should be replaced after every patient. If the same patient stay connected to a ventilator for a long period of time, usually more than 15 days, then the filter should be autoclaved or replaced, whichever case is applicable, or after a circuit change. The 10th thing we have which is mandatory to be done is check if the battery is charging, and that is the fully charged after the long charge time. Also check the battery by operating the ventilator on battery mode, and if required just replace the battery. In some case the battery capable may be loosely connected. Do not operate on battery mode for longer periods. That is recommended by the operation manual. Now let us see the diagnostic functions in ventilator. Some ventilators have self-test option, where applying such tests the ventilator will start a self-diagnostic checkup. This checkup can aid the maintaining the machine, as it will either give an error code number that is related to a defective part in the machine, or it will tell you what to do in order to resolve some minor problems. The self-test procedure varies from a manufacturer to another, and the procedure to apply such check is usually provided in the user manual of the ventilator. Most ventilators will self-test option have two self-check modes, where one is short self-test, that is SST, the other is extended self-test, that is EST. So that was all basics about the ventilator machine. I have tried to cover all basic topics which was mandatory to be known by the individual while using a ventilator machine.